Guten Tag, class. Today we'll be talking about Austria, its history, and culture. The founding of Austria. The area of Austria was settled during the Paleolithic Age, 8000 BC. 400 BC, Celtics from Western Europe settled in Eastern Alps. 750 to 450 BC, Celtics used Hallstatt as a large salt mining area. The Romans arrived 200 BC and claimed the area by 15 BC. Key events of Austrian history. 1918, this was the end of the Habsburg Empire. 1919, the Treaty of Saint Germain, which defined the boundaries of Austria, was signed. 1934, the government crushes socialist uprising, leaving only the Fatherland Front as the remaining political party. World War II, Austrian forces fight with Germans on Eastern Front. 1946, 1947, this was the denazification laws being passed and reconstruction begins of Austria. 1955, UK, France, USA, and USSR established an independent but neutral Austria, and Austria joins the United Nations. 2001, a deal was signed that compensated Jews for their stolen assets during World War II, and it was expected $360 million. 2002, there was a devastating flood. Power distance. They actually scored relatively low with 11, and the US scored 40. Power is decentralized in the government. Managers count on experience of their members. Equal rights for all citizens through USA. Although the US has equal rights for citizens, there's still things such as wage gap between men and women. There is a hierarchy, but only for convenience and mainly how to address one another properly. And while in the US there's only 3 levels, this is all based on income and wealth. Individualism. They scored relatively high with 77, and the US only scored 60. They prefer a loosely knit social structure. They're expected to take care of themselves and immediate families. Families typically have 1 to 4 children, and it also depends on the location. Families in the city tend to have 1 to 2 children, and families in rural areas prefer to have 3 to 4 children. Employee and employer relationship is contract-based and a mutual advantage. Hiring and promotion decisions are based only on merit. Uncertainty avoidance. Austria scores high with 70 and the US scores with 46. Austrians prefer to avoid uncertainty. They maintain codes of belief and behavior, intolerant of unorthodox behavior and ideas, emotional needs for rules, even if they don't work. They have the urge to be busy and work hard with precision and punctuality. Security is important for individual motivation, and they prefer to have more stricter laws, police, things such as that. Decisions are made after careful analysis of all available information. Long-term orientation, they actually almost scored with the US. They got 47, the US had 50. Austria doesn't swing either way on tradition or orientation. Changes can occur faster in this country. They do tend to follow traditions, but typically related to their clothing and holidays. Also their food. They are particular about their food not changing. Austrians love nature, sports, and enjoying life. They have a term for this called Gemütlichkeit. Motivation for achievement and success. Austria scores 79 and the US scores 62. They live in order to work and enjoy working very hard. Managers are expected to be decisive and emphasize equity, competition, and performance. Conflicts tend to be resolved by fighting them out. Elections are a great example as they are free reigns. Their culture. Top genre of Austrian music is rock, alternative, indie music, and pop. Top bands of Austria are Donricht, Angizia, Kontrost, and Raschkaja. Austrians' favorite food is Venice Apfelstrudel, Wiener Schnitzel, and Vienna sausages. Austria's favorite holiday is Easter or Ostern and Christmas, also known as Weihnachten. Their favorite sports include football or soccer, and hockey and skiing. Tips for business in Austria. Small talk should relate to Austrian food, scenery, culture, as well as skiing or hiking. Politics and religion should be avoided at all costs. Austrians prefer to deals that satisfy both parties, giving both parties a win. They do not insist that your point of view is right. That will lead to your downfall. You should always address your counterpart formally at first contact. After first contact, offer the informal word do promptly and friendly. This will allow both parties to use their first names. Challenges for foreign businesses. 2 big ones are COVID-19 and the Ukrainian war. Ever since this happened, their inflation has only gone up, and part of this is due to them getting 80% of their natural gas from Russia and now having trouble keeping homes warm. Austrian language is very similar to German, but different grammatically. Vocabulary is slightly altered and accents are different as well. Hallo, Herr Fischer. Wie geht es dir heute? Hello, Mr. Fisher. How are you today? Guten Morgen, guten Abend, which are good morning or good evening. Wo gehst du gerne skaffrin? Where do you like to go skiing? In welchem restaurant is du am liebsten Wiener Schnitzel? In which restaurant do you prefer to eat Wiener Schnitzel? This is a brief overview of Austria and its culture. Thank you for your time.
You did it.